He's 6'2", has scored over 900 goals and has won 5 Ballon d'Ors in his career. On paper, Cristiano Ronaldo is the dream teammate profile for any player, but yet some of his trusted friends and teammates have stabbed him in the back.
They're trying to force you out.
Yes, not only the coach, but the other 2 or 3 guys there around the club.
At the senior executive level.
Yes, that I felt betrayed.
From his time at Sporting Lisbon and even until his second spell at Man United, Ronaldo has always been the top dog on all his teams, never hesitating to take the lead on the biggest stages and impose himself. And apparently not all his teammates like that. Take Angel Di Maria. He joined Cristiano Ronaldo at Real Madrid for about 25 million euros in 2010 after impressing at Benfica, and hit the ground running at the Santiago Bernabeu in no time. Di Maria quickly became one of Madrid's best creative outlets and one of Ronaldo's favourite henchmen, popping up with 26 assists in his first season. His relationship with Ronaldo during those early years could not have been any smoother, with the Portuguese superstar receiving a special invitation to Di Maria's first Madrid birthday, an invitation he honoured, leaving Angel surprised and super excited to host the Ballon d'Or winner at his home. There's something about that Manchester weather that can turn a man into a villain, and maybe that's what hit Di Maria. He had never publicly criticised or undermined Ronaldo while at Madrid, but since he left, he's been on a roll. In 2021, he claimed that it was much better that Paris Saint-Germain signed Lionel Messi rather than Cristiano Ronaldo, a totally unprovoked statement. While earlier this year mentioned that there was a gap between the Ballon d'Or winners Ronaldo and Messi, claiming that Messi having more clearly meant that he was the better player. Now, it's perfectly fine to play favourites with your opinion of the GOAT debate, even more so when one of the candidates is your countryman. But straight up unprovoked hater talk against your teammate is extremely weird. And even weirder when you tell a young player who idolises him to stop celebrating like him. Now, you must be thinking, no way, Angel Di Maria did that. I was as surprised as you are when I read this, but earlier this year, after Garnacho had scored a goal and celebrated with one of Ronaldo's signature styles, Di Maria told the Argentine newspaper Olé, "The only thing I wouldn't do is celebrate Cristiano. I would score the goal and I would do like Messi does. I'll stick with that." How do you go from winning a historic UEFA Champions League title together to belittling your ex-teammate every chance you get? The mic is yours, Angel Di Maria. Speaking of ex-teammates, Ronaldo must have terrible luck with them because while he only played with Di Maria for 4 years, he and Ramos were teammates for an entire 9 years. When Cristiano joined Madrid in the summer of 2009, he was coming in as one of the best players in the world, having won a Ballon d'Or title and a UCL the previous year. Ramos wasn't quite on that level yet. Yeah, he had also made the FIFA and UEFA Teams of the Year due to his exploits with Spain and Real Madrid, winning the Euros and La Liga in a successful year. He was just starting to come into his own as a big player. Ramos and Ronaldo continued to grow as players, with Ronaldo winning his second Ballon d'Or in 2013, and Ramos' stock as one of the best centre-backs on the planet, as they continued to hone their crafts. But if there was a goal that underlined his Madrid legend status, it was this one. That goal must have broken down their city rivals because during extra time, they completely capitulated, and Madrid picked them apart with Ronaldo scoring from the penalty stop to make it 4-1. Thumping victory, La Decima secured. Ramos and Ronaldo scoring UCL final goals. Madrid legend status sealed. In the following years, Ramos and Ronaldo did what they knew how to do best: win, adding 3 more UEFA Champions League titles in a three-peat that may never be repeated. Winning and chilling your bro while making stupid money sounds like a dream. But where did it all go left? You see, Ronaldo left Madrid, and while players leaving their teams happened a lot in football, when players of Ronaldo's stature leave teams, a big hole is left behind. And maybe that pissed off Sergio Ramos. Maybe he felt that Ronaldo abandoned the team. Maybe that's why when he joined PSG, he made a claim that shocked the entire Real Madrid fan base. You see, even saying this sounds so wrong. Ramos and Ronaldo were Madrid teammates for almost a decade, and went in blood, sweat and tears against Lionel Messi, ending up sometimes victorious and sometimes thoroughly battered, only for Ramos to turn around and say that Lionel Messi is the best player that football has ever produced. No, I didn't make this up, here's the proof.
Así que Leo Messi es uno de los mejores del mundo y por supuesto, yo siempre lo he dicho, ¿no? Messi siempre tendrá un hueco en mi equipo.
Imagine your longtime bro endorsing your arch nemesis. You surely do not come back from that. Not cool, Sergio, not cool. Now, if Sergio Ramos's betrayal hurt cut deep, then Wayne Rooney's would have pierced his heart. You see, Rooney and Ronaldo came up, grew up and blew up together at Manchester United. The English side Cristiano Ronaldo after he dazzled them in a pre-season friendly game in 2003, and just a year later, they pulled off one of the coups of the season in stealing Wayne Rooney from Everton. Rooney and Ronaldo spent their early years at United honing their craft from legends such as Ruud van Nistelrooy and Ryan Giggs. And during these early years, it was Rooney who shined the brighter, outsourcing Ronaldo in their first 2 seasons together, even grabbing a Champions League hat-trick before Ronaldo had even put the ball in the back of the net in the competition. Both players started to grow over time into world-class players, but a separation had begun to happen. While Rooney was clearly on a trajectory to become one of England's finest players ever, Ronaldo was looking like he could very well become the greatest ever. But who says that 2 legends cannot coexist? After a progressive 2005-2006 season when they won the EFL Cup together, England faced Portugal in the 2006 World Cup semi-finals. The Three Lions were littered with star quality from Rooney to Lampard to Terry. Nearly every starter was a household name, while Portugal, by no means minnows, relied on the quality of Figo, Ronaldo and Deco. With the game tied 0-0, Rooney went in for a dangerous tackle on Ricardo Carvalho. Ronaldo insisted on the foul to the ref, and so Rooney was sent off. The tension between the two was at an all-time high, with English teammates believing they were done as teammates. But then they couldn't have been more wrong. If Rooney and Ronaldo clicked on their first season together, then it was in this one that they truly meshed. In just their first season without legendary marksman Ruud van Nistelrooy, both players led Manchester United to their first Premier League title win in 3 years, with both players combining for 46 goals in all competitions. Bliss. In the next season, they waxed even stronger, retaining their Premier League crown while forming one of the most lethal forward trios with Argentinian Carlos Tevez in a campaign that promised and delivered so much. You see, Manchester United had not won a Champions League title since 1999, and for all their domestic might, they somehow consistently fell short in the Champions League at key moments. But this year, they had a trick up their sleeves: the Rooney-Ronaldo card. And that card came in handy, as they conquered Europe undefeated, beating the likes of Roma, Barcelona and Chelsea, en route to their second Champions League title. You see, a Champions League win might sound like the peak of success to anyone, but to 2 supremely talented world-class players, a taste from that creates an appetite. And they were back in the final the following year, falling short to Barcelona 2-0. You see, Rooney and Ronaldo had the world at their feet, a strike partnership that stood above any other in Europe. Time on their sides and some of the best players in the world as their teammates. But that all changed when Ronaldo left to join Real Madrid in a world record deal, handing over the reins of United fully to Rooney. Both players met a couple of times in the UEFA Champions League in the following years, with Ronaldo going on to become Real Madrid's highest goal scorer ever, and Rooney achieving the same feat with Manchester United. And also seemed fine until, in October 2022, with Ronaldo now back at United, Rooney referred to him as an unwelcome distraction at United, after Ronaldo refused to come onto the pitch when his side went down to Tottenham Hotspur. Rooney went on to say the things he has done from the start of the season, it's not acceptable for Manchester United, which left Ronaldo quite bemused with the criticism, throwing shade at his former teammates' looks, suggesting that Rooney was simply jealous of his looks. Look away, Manchester United fans, your 2 legends are beefing. Now, this next guy is somehow who's prayed for Ronaldo's downfall in so many games despite having won a UCL together. He's pushed, shoved and cussed at Ronaldo so many times. And he also happens to be a serial traitor, famously cheating on his ex-wife Shakira. Yeah, you guessed him right, it's Gerard Piqué. You see, most people don't know this, but Piqué and Ronaldo were actually teammates. And even better, fans of Mr. Football. Yeah, they've subscribed to the channel, and you can do the same by smashing that subscribe button below. Manchester United signed Piqué straight out of La Masia, and during his time at Man United, he was a bit part player, featuring only 23 times, while spending 1 season away on loan. But it was during his time at Man United that he spent time on the pitch with Ronaldo. You see, Piqué joined Barca in 2008 and featured heavily against Ronaldo in the forthcoming year's El Clasico battles, never hesitating to put in a heavy tackle on his former teammates. With the way he played against Ronaldo, you'd never know that they ever played on the same team. But all that could be deemed insignificant. Rather, it was Piqué's attitude toward Ronaldo which was questionable, particularly his comments in March 2024, where he slyly said that Messi never paid much attention to Ronaldo, stating that he just focused on team trophies and everything else came because he was the best. Ouch! Our next guy is somehow who's so highly rated that guys like Zidane and Guardiola have referred to him as one of the greatest midfielders of his generation. He's also someone who gave Ronaldo so many assists on his rise to the top. So why did he try bringing him down towards the end of Ronaldo's career? You see, Ronaldo met a 28-year-old Scholes when he first joined Man United and famously even took a lesson from him when Scholes flexed his ball striking ability on the teenage Ronaldo by asking him to strike a distant tree and then hitting the tree in one attempt. Now that may have come off as a bit harsh to some people, but Ronaldo took it in his stride, going on to become one of the greatest players in the game, and he and Scholes seemingly maintained a respectful though distant relationship. But perhaps that was just a cover-up, because during Ronaldo's second spell at United, Scholes did the unforgivable. Now you see, Ronaldo and Ten Hag had a breakdown in their relationship, which led to Ronaldo's famous Piers Morgan interview and his contract termination. And a more than happy Scholes expressed his joy on his Instagram story, stating that the mission was accomplished. So did Scholes have something to do with Ronaldo's contract termination? The next player to betray Ronaldo is an absolute superstar. Even though he never played with Ronaldo, they share club legacies. In their youth, they were both the football pretty boys of their era. Not guessed him yet? I'll let you try again. Our next traitor is one of the best free kick takers of all time, David Beckham. Cristiano Ronaldo got signed by Manchester United as Beckham's replacement and inherited his number 7 shirt in the process. It was a big shoe to fill at the time for the 18-year-old youngster, but boy did he make those shoes bigger. And did that hurt the Becks? Maybe it did, because despite their shared Manchester and Madrid heritage, David Beckham never hesitates to let the world know how much better he thinks Lionel Messi is than Cristiano Ronaldo. And even worse, he's been cosplaying the billionaire Messi fanboy, going to great lengths to sign him for Inter Miami and even present Messi with his 8th Ballon d'Or in 2023. To make this even more unforgivable, he famously left Cristiano out of his top 3 greatest players of all time earlier this month. Not cool, Becks. Not cool. Ronaldo has been betrayed by players Man United fans love, but even those that the Manchester United fans hate too. I guess the Portuguese superstar can afford yachts and hotels, but can't afford to catch a break. Look away, Manchester United fans. We're about to talk about the striker you love to hate, Carlos Tevez. Tevez joined Ronaldo at United in the 2007-2008 season on a 2-year loan from West Ham. In his first season there, he formed an unbeatable attacking trio with Ronaldo and Rooney, completing a League and Champions League double. In his second season, they won the League and League Cup and finished as UCL finalists. Then the first betrayal came. After the expiry of his loan deal, he joined cross-city rivals Manchester City in a snake move that any python would envy. This move made the entire red side of Manchester mad, and Ronaldo felt betrayed. And if his wounds were healing, they were cut open again in 2011 when he made this quote: "I think it is only right if Cristiano Ronaldo does believe he is the best in the world. Any guy who gets 37 to 40 goals a season has a right to believe that. But if you push me, I am always going to go on the side of Messi." And this is a guy who wasn't loyal about which side of Manchester to stick with. Now I know what you're thinking now. At least none of those players who betrayed him are Portuguese. No way his countrymen would betray him. I'm sorry to put it to you, but you're wrong. Let's start with the first guy, Ricardo Quaresma. Quaresma and Ronaldo came up together from the Portuguese national team youth ranks, but representing 2 of Portugal's finest clubs, Porto and Sporting Lisbon, with both players going on to share a pitch 79 times together. So you can imagine the shock when Quaresma claimed that Messi was the greatest player of all time in 2014. To be fair, if I was Ronaldo, I'd be mad too. And even when you move on from the old generation, the new generation also has some snakes. Up stepped Bernardo Silva. You see, Bernardo and Cristiano became teammates in 2015 when Bernardo made his Portugal debut, and in that time they've gone on to win accolades together, the 2016 Euros and the 2019 Nations League. And with all that shared success, you'd think that Bernardo would have Ronaldo's back. So why didn't he claim him in the GOAT debate? Now, this last traitor might just be the one that hits home the most, and that's because this was a player that was touted as the new Ronaldo, sharing a sweet right foot and both players having played in Portugal, Spain, and England. The similarities continue to stack up. And yes, I'm talking about João Felix. When the two players first faced off during Felix in September 2019, they shared a moment pre-kickoff with Ronaldo walking over to greet his would-be successor. In a moment Felix later stated that he cherished. So you can imagine the shock when the Chelsea player claimed Messi as his idol. I couldn't believe my ears too. If you think his countrymen hating on him is bad, you should see what his former coach had to say about him, or his rivals. Click the next video to find out what football legends really think about Ronaldo.